So, one of the rare times in my movie going history do I go see a movie twice in the theaters. And I have to say that after seeing Marvel's Avengers Infinity War on opening night, I immediately knew I was going to see it again in the theaters. And I recently did that in the past 24 hours. And I have to say that I actually enjoyed it more the second time than I did the first time. Now, I will leave a little bit of a caveat that, the first time I saw it, it was 1 in the morning. I had had a long day driving all around, picking up my son, as well as, having to work for the day. And so at 1 o'clock, I was kind of tired. So there were a few times where um, I don't fully remember, sections of the movie. I was able to put it together. It wasn't that hard. But this time I went into an earlier showing and I was perfectly fine. And another caveat was, the first showing, the crowd was a lot more hyped up, a lot more lit, youngins say, and this crowd was a lot more subdued and a lot more quiet, but it was still a packed theater. I was genuinely surprised that even after 2 weeks, usually the theater, is about half full or whatever. This time, it was still incredibly full, except for the incredibly first row where you have to stare up and, you know, almost kill yourself to see the movie. So I'm not going to go into the plot of the movie. If you've already seen the movie, you know what happens. If you haven't seen the movie, I have an actual review of it. I just wanted to say that the second time seeing the movie was just as enjoyable as the first time, and I was able to see a lot more things off to the side, and what's going on behind behind the main action and everything. And these guys have packed in so much, for lack of a better term, stuff going on. I would recommend seeing it again. Um, and I actually plan on pre-ordering or whatever the Blu-ray 4K when it comes out, probably this fall, and just immersing myself with this movie. I have to say the Russos, as well as the screenwriters, I forget their names, have made an epic movie. They took the time and energy, and for lack of a better term, love into such an excellent film. They, I don't think how this movie could have been executed any better. I mean, there were obviously a few things that were just annoying. But those are the kind of things that are needed to move a plot forward. In particular, and I won't go into it too much. Gamora, as well as Star Lord later on, as we get to the end of the movie and his actions. Those two things, were kind of more of a cliche type of story tropes, but sometimes you have to do those kind of things to move the plot forward. And once again, as we get to the end of the movie, there was not a single person in the theater. Um, they were all, stuck in their seats. And, during the credits, not a single person moved. I think maybe two people got up. But for the most part, 90% of the theater sat and, waited for the end credits. Uh, so, anyway, that is my quickie review of seeing Avengers Infinity War for a second time. Uh, it was just as good, if not better, than the first time. I recommend anybody going to see it. If you still haven't seen it, go out there and see it. If you haven't seen any of the Marvel movies, I would stop and watch a few of the other ones. And particularly, maybe the first Iron Man, the first and third Captain Americas. Definitely the first Thor and Thor Ragnarok, um, and even Black Panther. Uh, and I mean for the most part, you don't have to see Ant Man. You don't have to see any of the Hulks. Um, Iron Man 2 or 3, not really. But at least, see the ones that I recommended in order to get a firm base on what's going on. And even, I would say, even watch the first two Avenger movies, because these are actually Avenger movies. So you can have an idea what's going on. If you haven't seen any of those other movies, you're going to be incredibly clueless when it comes to this movie, and you probably won't enjoy it to the degree that you would if you saw the other movies. So, uh, anyway, that's it for me. If you liked my second review of Marvel's Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, hit that like button. If you like the movie, hit the like button. If you want to hear more of my ramblings when it comes to TV, movies, video game live streams, um, unboxings, or just random rants on whatever comes to mind, you can hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter or hit that notification button, and YouTube will notify you on any future postings. Anyway, until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.